Hi there. Welcome you to my dog training topic today. Today we will learn about how to teach a dog the off command. Let's get started. What is the off command? The off command is one among the 7 basic dog commands. This command take a big role in obedience training a dog, as Doggy Dan suggested. So what exactly does the off command mean? Let's look at the below explanation to know the meaning of this command. The off command is to inform a canine to get its paws off of something. It can be the kitchen counter, your bed, the dwelling room couch, or something else you don't want your dog on. Dogs usually jump as much as to get to something they want, like a scrap of food or a comfy location to sleep. This can be a tough command to teach, but it is possible. Just be affected person and consistent and your dog will soon reply to the off command. How to teach a dog the off command. In this part, I will help you learn about teaching your dog the off command. Specifically, I'm gonna show you top training methods that the online dog trainer suggested to make your training successful. Get yourself ready now. Wait for the act. Training a canine the off command is exceptional from schooling numerous the opposite fundamental commands. Rather than planning schooling sessions, you want to wait until your dog is behaving inappropriately to train it to get off. Keep an eye on your canine and be organized to forestall whatever you are doing when you see the inappropriate motion. The trick to teaching the off command is catching your canine on something you don't want it on. That way you'll need to be prepared and keep a few treats in a few different places around your home, preferably close to those off-limit locations. You'll have them on hand on every occasion needed and might begin educating your dog. Give the command and lure the dog off when you spot your canine with its paws up on the counter or making itself cushy on your couch. Tell it off. Use a stern voice so the canine is aware of you. Imply business, but do now not yell. React quickly as the action has taken place so your dog can connect your command with its motion. Use one of your stashed treats to trap your canine off. As you supply the off command, display your dog the treat. It may additionally also help to shake the treat and phone the canine's name to get its attention. As quickly as all 4 paws are on the floor, provide the canine the treat. Against your dog's approaching, one of the easiest, and least confrontational methods to teach the off command is to turn your again on the canine whilst he jumps up on you. Give the off command as you do so, and comply with it up with sitting. Give praise whilst he receives it right. A canine commonly makes it pretty clear that he is going to leap up. If you see him coming, raise a knee before he comes into touch with you. The use of the off command as you do so. Having your knee in the way will make it tough for him to attain you, and can also be uncomfortable for those puppies that persist with the jumping. It is vital which you time this move correctly, though, as you could strike and hurt your canine if you get it wrong. It is because of this that this method isn't always one which I clearly recommend. Let's not overlook that when you have a bigger canine, you could be thrown off balance whilst he jumps at you while you balance on one leg. Using a collar. When learning how to teach a dog the off command, you can use a collar. This method is to prevent your dog from jumping up and put his paws on your body. One of the simplest teaching methods for off is to use a training collar. To do this, connect a leash to the collar and feature him sit on the ground in front of you, allowing the leash to hold loosely. You then want to step on the leash wherein it touches the ground. And then set up the schooling via getting your dog right into a state in which he normally jumps up. Deal with in hand, lovely talk, etc. When he does try to jump, inform him off as he self-corrects. More exuberant puppies are possibly to attempt leaping up more than once before they, in the end, get the concept that they're not in the role to clearly do so. This isn't always a one and executed deal, though, and chances are you are going to ought to repeat the education several times throughout the day for a duration of a few days. Once you think he has learned the off command, test him by looking to coax him right into a bounce without using the leash. Making sure to boost with the off and sit commands if he does strive. Give him a reward for appropriate behavior. But no longer give a lot. It may look as if an invite to jump again. Ask someone to coax the dog. Another method you can use is one in order to require human beings to make it work. One person will deal with the canine and the leash, whilst the other person coaxes the canine to jump. Again, a training collar and leash are required. The individual handling the dog has to technique the other man or woman who will do the coaxing. The second that the canine decides to jump, a short leash pop and off ought to be issued via the handler. Timing is important here, and the handler ought to never pull on the leash. The pop is executed by using a quick tug and release, and if carried out correctly, the paws of the dog will never touch the other person. The off ought to constantly be accompanied by way of sit, and the handler ought to be the most effective one to present reward for suitable behavior. Each session must include 5 to 6 attempts at the technique. Using treat to teach your dog the off command. Select an area that requires your dog to step up or jump as much as to get onto it. A piece of furnishings that they're allowed on, a patio or deck that's a couple of ft high or something you place up, which include boxes, have to work. If you're coaching your dog to get on the couch simplest when invited, you may use the sofa for this training. Make positive that whatever you pick isn't wobbly or hard for your canine to face on. Attach a leash to your canine and snatch numerous of your dog's favorite treats or portions of kibble. If your dog is nervous about jumping up, clutch their favorite toys to lure them. Excitedly say, "up," and pat the vicinity you need your dog to leap onto or wiggle a toy over the place. If your canine is hesitant, take a seat on the location or vicinity treats on the region the first couple of times you do this. As soon as your canine jumps up, reward them and deliver them a treat. When your canine finishes their treat, move off the area, say "off," and toss a deal with onto the ground even as they're watching you. When they bounce or step right down to get the deal with, praise them and provide them a second deal with. Practice several times. Repeat engaging your canine to jump up even as telling them "up." And inspire them to jump off at the same time as telling them "off." Do this until they now not hesitate to leap up and soar off again. When your dog jumps up and stale without hesitation, encourage them to jump up again. This time, once they bounce up, praise them. However, don't supply a treat. After they leap up, say "off," but don't toss a deal with onto the ground. If they bounce off, praise them and drop 4 treats on the floor, one at a time. If they don't get off, use the leash to guide them off. Once they're on the floor again, praise them but don't offer a treat, because you had to lead them off. Repeat encouraging your canine to leap up and praising them when they do. Tell them to get off and mane with the leash if they disobey. If they obey your off command, drop several treats on the floor when they get off. When your dog consistently gets off whilst told, without having to be led with the leash, stop worthwhile them with treats. Unless they go proper to their location after you have off. You want to make vicinity rewarding. However, eliminate all fun related to getting on and stale the sofa at this point. So your canine won't jump up really to get rewarded for being told the off proper after. Consistent enforcement. To answer the question, how to train a dog the off command, you gotta be consistent. Inconsistent enforcement of this behavior can make it hard for a canine to examine the off command. Also to realize what's off limits and what's not. The best manner your dog is going to stay off the counters or furniture for suitable is in case you make it get off each time it jumps up. If you, or someone else for your household, permit the dog to break out with it at times, it will learn that it's worth a shot. Because on occasion it'll be allowed the opportunity to snatch food or curl up on the couch. Make sure that everyone who handles your dog, including family participants and canine walkers, is aware of and enforces those rules. Continue to tell your dog off whenever it jumps up at the prohibited thing, even after you've completed the training. Lure it down with a treat, as needed, and make certain to offer the treat whenever all paws are on the floor. What to do if your dog makes mistakes? While learning how to teach a dog the off command, your dog may make mistakes. Below are things you gotta do in that situation. Use a crate when you cannot supervise your canine. Dogs learn in no time that they're capable of get away with positive things whilst you aren't around. Crate teach your canine so it does not have the opportunity to leap upon the fixtures or counters when you are out. Give your canine some other place to go, particularly if it's searching out a comfortable spot to nap. Many dogs will get off the couch or bed best long sufficient to get the treat. And then immediately try and get again up. Make positive your canine has a comfy spot of its own, like a canine bed. You can teach the canine the go to your place command, and send it to its very own bed rather than allowing it to try and get returned on your sofa or bed. If your canine has been able to snatch meals off your kitchen counter, you may need to do some in addition to schooling to teach your dog not to counter surf. This is especially beneficial for large breeds who can stand on their hind legs and attain the countertop. Conclusion on teaching your dog the off command. To teach a dog the off command matters a lot. 'Cause it makes your dog to learn who is the one who takes the control. A dog should know its role in this world. Also, he should listen to his owner's command. When your dog has learned the off command successfully, you will become more well behavior. You surely can manage your dog better. Today we have learned 8 methods on how to teach a dog the off command. I hope this knowledge is helpful to you. If you have any questions, comment below. Follow me for more information. Thank you.